You're building cars.
Yes.
A car over there.
That's an electric car.
You're building an electric car.
Electric car. I'm telling you, even myself, I don't believe what I'm doing. How I'm managing to do all these things, I don't believe.
Why is it that people, when they're looking at Malawi, they think probably it's a bush, it's not a good environment?
It's because the world outside there, they have marketed Malawi the wrong way. Every time they talk about Malawi, they say Malawi, the poorest country in the world.
Yes.
Many people there, they are hungry, they don't have food and stuff like that. But the people don't even know that there's also suburbs with beautiful houses and good city. They don't know that. That's all they hear all the time. So that's why the impression that the people have got.
How long have you been building this house?
Since 2013.
Wow.
It's been a long process.
But
imagine from a small business building this whole thing.
Exactly, from a small business.
A small business, a welding business. Who ever thought that a welder can do something like this?
A welder, a bush.
And I'm not even a welder myself. I just tell the welders what to do. I'm not even an engineer, I'm just a bush engineer. I'm a crazy person who will call himself an engineer. Here, maybe some people, they think, how can we arrest this guy? Well, how can he claim himself to be an engineer?
You see?
But look what I've done. Yeah.
Bit by bit. And then your office is there?
My office is there. I wake up in the morning, make a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And then, I will sometimes come here in the balcony, sip a little bit, come down through that gate into the office.
Amazing.
And the day is over. I don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Monday to Sunday, the 1st of January to 31st of December. When I'm out of here, I'm either going to do my content or I'm going to buy my materials. I've got enough space. I told myself that if I'm failing to get what I experienced in South Africa, here in Malawi, I'm going to build my own Malawi in my yard.
Wow.
So this is my Malawi that I want. So I'm building my own Malawi in here without worrying about electricity, without worrying about water, without being in a traffic congestion, do my work and come back in the house and
So
relax.
that solar system that is powering your workshop can
And the house also.
In the house?
Yes.
Guys, look at the system on top of there. I want people to see.
There's about 29 solar panels there. Yes.
29?
29 solar panels are there. Yes. And each inverter, there's 4 inverters. Each inverter is 5,000 watts.
When someone fails school, they say you are done. You are useless.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you can learn a skill from social media, and make a living
out of it. And that's me. And Malawi has benefited a lot from me because of me learning on YouTube.
Amazing.
So YouTube is a very, very important platform.
This is an opportunity for people to come to Malawi and invest.
Lilongwe is the fastest growing city, maybe in the whole Central Africa. Because when I was here, all this place was empty.
Oh, it was empty?
Empty. I was the first one to be here. It was a bush.
This area?
This place, I was the first one to be here.
Now,
all these houses here, they were not here.
I want to ask, why do they call you bush engineer?
Okay, I am an engineer who taught himself engineering.
So you taught yourself?
Yes, through Google and YouTube. So Google and YouTube, you can actually learn engineering.
Because at the end of the day, when we are making videos like this, some people would look down upon a video and say, I can't learn from a video, but things are changing.
Yes.
A friend of mine told me that now there is the University of YouTube.
Yes.
It's true.
It's the University of the Hard Knocks, like me. So on YouTube, I can go and learn anything. All the things that you're going to see here, I do my research and learn from YouTube. So I never went to university to study engineering, how gears work and all those things. So when I'm building something like, for instance, this tractor over here, I go on YouTube and do my research. How can I build a tractor? Then there are so many people, more especially in Thailand. In the Asian countries. There are many people who are building these tractors. So what I do, I just sit and watch the video over and over and over. I was living in South Africa for 15 years and I came back in 2010.
15 years?
Yes. Because I'm married there, my wife is from South Africa.
Oh.
So we live together there. Then I thought, no, but I need to, what I've learned about business, I need to go and implement it in my country. But I wasn't coming here as a bush engineer. I came here as an entrepreneur who was going to be in property.
So So you have been staying in South Africa for 15 years?
15 years, yes.
And you married your wife from South Africa?
From South Africa, yes.
So when you guys came back here
Yes.
in Malawi, did she agree?
Yes, because when we were boyfriend and girlfriend,
Yes.
I brought her to Malawi. So she stayed with me for 3 years.
Here in Malawi?
Yes, so she had an experience of Malawi. So when we went back, but the time I said, let's go back, she knew that she was not going to go in the bush. She was going to go to a much proper place. So yes, she followed me without any problems.
What made you to say, I'm done with South Africa, I now need to go back home?
I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I don't like 9 to 5. In my family, 9 to 5 job, no, I don't like it. Sitting in our office, always checking what time I'm going to knock off. No. The only time I worked in the office was when I just finished my high school. I worked in Malawi for 1 year. I felt like I wanted to start a business.
Yes.
So when I started a business there, it failed. Then I said, no, I have to see how I can do this business in my country.
True.
So I went on YouTube to find out, on Google, find out what do the richest people in the world do. Then I discovered that they do things in property. So I started doing my homework, property industry, and said, all these things that I'm learning, I want to implement it in my country. So I quit my job, came here. At the time, I had bought a house in a dilapidated house in Blantyre. So I renovated the house and put it on the market. Within a month, the house was sold. I said, this is what I'm going to be doing. So that's why I came to Malawi, because there's a lot of opportunities in Malawi. In Malawi is the best place for anybody to start a business because there's challenges. Because people out there, they're saying Malawi is the poorest. Why are they calling Malawi the poorest? Because Malawi has got challenges. So somebody needs to come here and solve those challenges, and then you will make money out of it. Anything. Do you know how I think about my ideas?
Yeah.
I listen to people complaining. The other time people were complaining. Every time we buy a wheelbarrow, every time we buy a wheelbarrow, 1 month it's broken. You listen to this contractor, he's saying the same thing. That one is saying the same thing. I said, let me make a very strong wheelbarrow. I make my wheelbarrow, which is the most expensive wheelbarrow in Malawi. It sells like pancakes. Yes.
So, you know what we are saying right now, you know, when it comes to business, people don't really understand and grasp with the whole concept when it comes to business.
Yes.
Make sure that you provide the service to your client that in the future, they will come again.
They'll come again.
And recommend.
Yes.
But the problem that we have now is that people are after what is called instant gratification.
They want money.
I scam you and I run.
And go.
And make sure that I don't come back to you.
Yes.
In the future, what are you going to do?
That's not how I've operated my business in Malawi. Every customer is very important because he's my salesman.
Yes.
When they're gone,
exactly. They're working for you.
Yes, they work for me.
I wish people can understand that.
Many people don't understand it. But when I came here, the first thing I told myself, in South Africa, I've learned that to be honest in the business is the most important thing. It's the key thing in the business. True. You have to be honest.
True.
So I said, but when I come here, how am I going to sell my honesty to the people? Then came Facebook.
Facebook, you know?
Facebook.
Social media.
I shared everything about my life on Facebook. A lot of people told me, but Ted, why do you share a lot of everything about your life on Facebook?
Exactly.
I said, I know why I'm doing this. Yeah, because I knew if people can see who I really am, they will now know that we can trust this guy.
True.
I'm telling you, Kevin, there are people who are overseas. They buy my machine. My machine costs 3 million.
Yes.
They send me 3 million cash, put it in my account and say, Ted, fix my machine. I want you, when you finish, send it to Blantyre.
That's what we want.
And they know I'm not going to, I will disappear.
That's what we want. I want to talk about the challenges that you are facing in this business.
Stuff. Because what I said, if I want to survive in Malawi, my products must compete with products that come from China.
True.
My custom, because when you start a business, you need to know which segment of the market are you looking for. For me, I want the upper class people in Malawi, the construction companies to buy from me.
Oh, yes.
So these people, they want quality stuff. They want quality equipment. So what do? They order stuff from South Africa and China. So I want to say to them, I don't want you to buy from China. You must buy from me. So for me to do that, my products have to be competitive. Now to get the people to do the right thing in the workshop becomes very, very difficult. Because people don't understand why I have a quest for perfection.
True.
They think that I'm crazy for demanding more than what they feel that is enough. I want more to give my customers the best. You see, so that is what the challenges that I'm facing at the moment. Besides that, it's just for my customers to understand that when I say guarantee, I'm not challenging them to say, my machine will never get broken.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes people feel that you are challenging them when you say, I'm giving you a machine and my machine is a lifetime guarantee.
Yeah.
The machine that we have outside there, it's got lifetime guarantee. So sometimes they think, he's challenging us.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll find that the boys there, they mess up the machine and the customer says, Ted, you said your machine is strong. Look, it's broken. But we look at the machine, it wasn't cleaned and taken care of. I said, but if you cleaned it and not give it too much pressure, it will be taking you for many, many years.
Exactly.
So that is only the challenge that I have. So I have to go and educate my customer to say, if you look after this machine, even your grandchildren are going to use this machine.
So I want to talk about finances.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, every business at some point needs finance and help, proper help.
Yeah.
Are you now in a position where you can say, I'm allowing investors to invest in my business?
Yes. I'm at the point, as long as the investor will understand that there are principles that are put in the business. You know, sometimes an investor comes, injects a lot of money, and they want you to change everything. But you as an entrepreneur, you know what is making your business to tick. So if an investor comes and then they will understand the concept of my business, I'm telling you, anytime I'm waiting. Right now, I've never had cash or taken a loan from the government or from the banks to run my business. My loan, I get it from my clients. So because my loan, my customers come and they say, Ted, I want you to make a machine for me.
Yes.
And then they give me half down deposit.
Exactly.
So that is a loan for me without interest. So I use that money to make the machine and then they pay the balance. Then I move on. That's how I've been surviving all along.
Business.
If you can't have an opportunity where a client can borrow you money to make something for him, then you're not in business.
You know, it seems like when it comes to business, sometimes you have to take a risk.
Yes.
That is,
you have to take a risk, calculated risks.
Yes.
And because if you're afraid, you'll never be able to do anything. And part of business is an entrepreneur being a risk taker.
What am I seeing here?
You are seeing an electric car.
Huh?
The idea of this car, one day I was on Facebook.
Yes.
And then I was talking about electric vehicles and all those things. And then somebody inboxed me. Yeah. And he said, Ted, I'm a disabled person. And sometimes I struggle to travel around in Lilongwe.
Yes. Yeah.
Can't you make a vehicle for me?
Yes.
I'm also engaged with the disability organization. If you can make this kind of vehicle, we can even support you. Wow. So I said, I'll think about it. Then after some months, he came back and said, Ted, you didn't give me an answer. Can you make this vehicle? So I said, okay, let me try to make this vehicle. So I started making this car. So it was meant for somebody who is disabled to be able to drive this. So it's electric.
Our education system has been stagnant, has been there.
Yes.
We have not been improving.
No, we are not improving it yet.
And I think it's high time that changes.
Yes.
Because for me, I've realized one thing. Education is important.
Yes.
But without things are happening in Africa, people no longer rely on education. Yes. They see it as something that is nonsense.
Yeah.
Because people are graduating and then they are hanging their degree.
Yes.
And then they are learning a skill and then they are making money from it.
You find an engineer gets a degree, but now is working somewhere in the office.
You see?
He's supposed to be using his skill.
I want an engineer to go out there and create an employment.
And solve challenges.
Exactly.
Yes.
Imagine having 50 graduates or engineers lining up and say, that one is employing 10.
Wow.
Creating employment and at the same time solving problems.
Yes.
We need Africans to start buying African products.
Yes, that's true.
I pray for those days.
And that has always been my dream.
You know what? These days, kids, when you ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? Yes. People are no longer saying engineers.
No.
People are no longer saying the cool stuff like a doctor.
Yeah, that's true.
Because of the way the education system is now being portrayed.
Yes.
I feel sad when I see a young kid, their role model is an influencer who comes out on social media saying bad stuff.
Yes, you see, that's not nice.
Having a doctor as a role model, having a kid like this saying my role model is a doctor, Dr. Someone. Imagine a kid like this learning from a doctor. That would be an amazing thing.
Very much.
But ask these kids today, what are their role models?
It's the influencers who are doing bad things online.
So it can start with people like you who come out on social media and say, this is what I'm doing.
Yes.
And then another kid from Burundi, from Zimbabwe,
will get inspired.
Get inspired and say, my role model is Ted.
The bush engineer.
Imagine. What are we supposed to do as young people to improve the continent of Africa? I'm always saying Africa, not focusing on one country.
Yeah, we need to not look at Africa as a burden. We need to look at Africa as an opportunity. The fact that we feel like we are behind gives us an opportunity to be able to start rising up. Those people who are already on top, they have got nowhere else to go. But we have so much room for us to advance. They've reached their limits, but we have got so much for us to start growing.
Countries out of Africa, they've made a lot of mistakes.
Yes.
But we as Africa, we are still behind.
Yeah.
We have to get people who sit down and say, America has made a mistake like this.
Yeah.
We are not supposed to make the same mistake.
Yeah.
So we have been given room to learn and improve ourselves. Do you think that a time like that is going to come in Africa?
If many people like me start coming out, me and you, if we multiply ourselves, that is going to happen.
Amazing.
Because we are going to, there's a lot of things that has happened since I came back from South Africa here in Malawi.
Yes.
I've worked with so many young people. There is one young technical college student who worked here. He's also making machines like me.
Wow.
He's my competitor right now, which is a very good thing.
Exactly.
So imagine if we can be more of us trying to teach others and then we multiply ourselves. That is possible. We can solve everything here we have been facing in Africa.
Yesterday I was going to Ncheu, and the Ncheu area, there is water there. I noticed there is water there. And I was asking myself, like, these rivers, why are people not doing projects? You know, it seems like those areas, people only wait for rain to come and then they do agriculture. And that time when there was no rain, they are sitting. And they are trying to hustle a little bit from here and there. But there are community projects like fishing. If you do them right, like get women in groups, because a river, let's say a river like this, you can get like 200 meters of a section of the river, demarcate and say, 10 women, this is your space of a river. Do tilapia, do catfish. The reason why I'm saying this, I was in Zambia. There is a man there who took advantage of a dam that is passing by at his place. He's doing tilapia there, fish. And you know what he does? He told me, period, I'll never struggle for a market. I'll just go to Lusaka, visit one by one every restaurant and say, I want to order tilapia. If they say that we don't have tilapia, I'll say, why? I can provide tilapia too. Because at the end of the day, tilapia is expensive. I can provide tilapia for you. Come, let's go to my farm and see. I think people, what we are now really good at as Africans is complaining.
And talking.
Our ideas are more theoretical rather than practical. It's a problem.
I don't know if it was you who said that there are many ideas in the graveyard.
I was talking to you about that.
Many of the ideas are in the graveyard. So people have good ideas, they take them to the graveyard.
I also mentioned that if God gives you an opportunity and your eyes can see what you're really capable of doing as a human being, you start crying.
That's true.
You start crying. The problem that we have is people who are living people's lives. You know, you see people and then they judge you and say, you are not good at this. You should leave that. They laugh at you. And then you feel depressed, you hold yourself down. Imagine.
That's true. Like for me, it happened a lot because I showcase myself on social media.
Exactly.
So there was a lot of people who say, it can't happen, you're wasting your time. But I never listened to them because I knew where my vision is and where I was going. You see, so I never listened to that.
Look at where you are now.
Look at this, what I have done now.
Amazing. God bless you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. This is almost like a courtyard. Backyard. But I'm also doing an extension because, you know, when I'm older, I won't be able to climb the stairs going upstairs. So I'll stay this side with my wife and my daughter and the husband and the children will live there. So here I want to build a pond so that's why I planted this tree.
Oh.
So when I'm old, I'll be sitting under this tree watching the phone. So I'm already planning. Yeah, I'm preparing myself already.
So there is security, there are cameras everywhere.
Yes. So these cameras are the ones who are keeping me safe. Yeah. And I've got sensors. If somebody breaches my yard, the lights just come out. So you see those big lights that are there.
Exactly.
They just come like that. Then the neighbors, they will know. They're used. When they see my lights, big lights coming, they know that there's something in my yard. So then people will come out to see what is going on. I can leave to go to Salima and come back, nothing.
God is good.
Look at my gate.
Yeah.
Bush engineer's gate.
You made this yourself?
Yeah. So you see all the gates.
You made this yourself?
Myself. You know all these gates that you see, they move in a row?
Yeah.
Mine is a floating gate.
How? What do you mean?
Look, there's no rail in there. It's a floating gate.
How did you do it?
I saw it on YouTube. I said, no, I want to make this gate.
There are no wheels.
No wheels.
Guys, look at this. This gate. It's moving with no wheels.
Look, there's nothing here.
What did you put there?
There's bearings in there. I've set there's a lot of bush engineering.
Can you?
A lot of bush engineering. And I've shared on Facebook. And a lot of people, because they know I'm bush engineer, when I shared this, they're afraid to ask me to do for their gate. They said, how can he make a gate that is floating? How can it last? This is now my 3rd year I'm working with this gate.